Yeah, I got a morning routine. I get out of bed and immediately go into a full sprint into a brick wall in my bedroom. The pain and the concussion really gets the blood flowing and I'm ready to take on the whole day. After the 5 Tylenols, of course. I then get into my cold plunge. Now, hydration is key, so I don't get out until I've drank all the water in the tub. I then scream at myself in front of a mirror for about 47 minutes. After that, it's journal time. I love journal time. I go through about 3 coloring books a day, and that's my morning routine. It's nothing special. Did you know the self-help genre is a multi-billion-dollar industry? Oh, you feel sad? Well, attend a $10,000 Tony Robbins event. It'll make you feel better. After all, it's a lot easier to get out of depression when you're broke. Wait, no. Oh, you don't know how to eat healthy? Dumb alert. Just eat 5 pounds of raw liver. Oh, you wanna be a millionaire? Cringe. Everybody knows you gotta be a billionaire. Duh. Self-help is like teaching a baby new tricks. It's easy to sound smart because the baby's a f***ing idiot. Yeah, the baby's gonna think you're top shit when you teach it to roll over or do a kickflip. You're the baby, and that's your Beyonce. Self-help is a catch-22. On one hand, it can help you set goals, get you through tough times, and increase your overall well-being. On the other hand, it can put you in a very toxic cycle of non-stop content consumption, where it feels like you are changing mentally, but in reality, you're achieving nothing. And that's what this video is about. I made a PowerPoint about my grape with self-help content. Disclaimer, self-help is a vague term that includes a bunch of different services and products. In this video, I'm not talking about self-help that actually works, like meditating, exercising, or even going to therapy. I'm more talking about these books, these people, and these courses. You might have stumbled upon your very first self-help book when someone said, "Hey man, you're being kind of a piece of shit. Have you ever heard of this piece of shit? It'll make you a much more fluent piece of shit." Did you know there was over 45,000 self-help books published in 2020? Or otherwise infamously known as the year Sonic the Hedgehog live action made its way into theaters and into our hearts? There are a good number of books that are just simply incredible. They could change the way you think about money, how you talk to others, and the way you just perceive the world by infusing your frontal lobe with a splash of Dale Carnegie, a hint of Napoleon Hill, and an army of David Goggins. After reading a few books, you feel like a new human, a being. You feel inspired, ready to take on the world, but you don't. Instead, you go to Reddit and you search, "What self-help books actually," all caps, "changed your life? Because I just read 3 and I set a goal to read 1,000 by the end of the month. Please help, I'm locked up in David Goggins' basement." You then read more book, and then more book, and then guess what? More book. Because apparently the average CEO reads 60 books per year. I haven't read that many books in my entire life. Psych! I'm not a f***ing simp. I read 60 books per day, all day. Bitch. As you read more and more books, your mindset may change, but your life doesn't, because you're not doing the actions that each book preaches. You're just taking in the information and saying to yourself, "More, baby. I need more." Over time, you start to notice that your life is not changing. You may start to feel a little different from your friends because you are obsessed with self-improvement and they can't seem to shut up about the new season of The Bear. I don't care about cooking, Dennis. Leave me alone. You might feel a sense of failure and start to doubt all the books you've read, and at a certain point you just quit reading. I think part of the issue people have is fear of failure, at least with like investing and personal finance books. When you read a book that outlines a new concept for you, your mind immediately identifies all the possible risks that the book might not have covered. Being the clever little boy that you are, you start to read more books to fill in the gaps to hopefully reduce the risks. But instead you end up going down a rabbit hole of literature without fully digesting a single book, because for some reason you set a goal to read 5 books by the end of the week and it's already Friday. At this point in your journey, you may be thinking, why am I wasting all my time with books? I could probably just look up a YouTube video. Also, David Goggins has been feeding me pretty good down here. I'm beginning to like it. So you boot up your nice and crispy PC and use those nitrogen tubes and all the purple lights to do a simple search on YouTube, and you stumble upon self-help content creators. It's easy to binge watch these videos because the quality and production value is like crazy high. It's like I'm at an IMAX theater at this point, and before every video I'm expecting the THX intro. They're very entertaining, but they become pretty much pointless after a few videos. When you finish one of these nowadays 25-minute long videos, that can easily be 4 minutes long. Everything is fresh on your mind, like a nice hot double-double from In-N-Out. But instead of eating that burger and just moving on with your day, you throw it in the trash and ask for another. Or you click on a new YouTube video and forget everything you just watched. Maybe you took the main concept out of the video and just chucked it in the back of your mind, but you most likely won't apply it to your life, let alone remember it in a week. At this point, you're like a goldfish. 3-second memory much? That's actually a myth. Goldfish don't actually have a 3-second memory. Huh? The more you know. There's nothing wrong with this type of content. In fact, a lot of the times, it has great value in it. And it's fucking free, my friend. But the problem is consuming a lot of it with no plans to implement any of it. It's ironically counterproductive. As in, after watching these videos, you might as well slam your head on a countertop and produce an You have people that really want to improve their lives. These are the people that are willing to work hard, but they fall into this trap of content overload and they never end up changing anything about their life. Another bone I gotta pluck with these content creators is leaving the viewer with a very high-level idea with maybe a few examples that make perfect sense in the video but don't apply to the viewer whatsoever, which leaves them a little bit confused. Then they go and watch more of these high-level videos. Now they're even more confused because more shit got introduced. Now they're questioning everything about their life. Now they're crying. You gonna fix this? What? No. Did you say get rich quick course? Okay, I take back everything I just said. Content creator courses, or self-help courses, or masterminds, or whatever name you have for a program that charges you an absurd amount of money to create a very basic layout for you. They've been shoved down our throats for way too long now, and it's time we do nothing about it. It's a billion-dollar industry. Remember? The main sell for courses is that they put everything into one place for you and create a community of similar thinking rats, therefore expediting your learning curve and answering any questions you may have. The problem is the expectation the gamer has when they decide to full send it on one of these courses. The programs are usually sold as a life-changing investment in yourself, borderline promising all the riches in Scotland, as long as your card can handle a payment of $3.99. What's that? Oh yeah, per month. When people buy these courses, they expect a shortcut to success. But instead they're told, yeah, you're gonna have to put in like 80 hours a week if you want your little dog bed e-commerce business to survive. What they thought was a shortcut turned out to be an expensive way for someone to say, yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of work to be successful. People think that by joining a mastermind, someone will magically do the work for them. Once they realize no one will, and they fail a few times, they drop the niche. Now, I'm not saying it's always the person's fault. There are a lot of scammy courses that provide very little to no value, or at least they provide the same value as a quick Google search. But not my course. I've been an expert in my field for over 19 days, and if you follow my course all the way to the Teen Titans T, I guarantee you will lose a lot of money, but the education and the failure is priceless. Or in this case, $89.99 per month. Hopefully you notice the connection between books, self-help creators, and courses. They all fluff you up, get you ready to fly, but they never build your 737 wings. And you're afraid to jump because you don't have any f***ing wings. The biggest problem between you reading 1,000 books and success is action. Self-help content may change your mindset, but it won't do any work for you. That's why it's not about the mindset, it's about action, or actually taking the steps you learned and applying them into your life. When you read a self-help book, don't just lounge back on a couch, sipping some bougie Pinot Grigio and treat it like a leisure activity. I don't think I've ever said the word leisure out loud before. Feeling a little fancy. Try to sit down at a table with a pen and paper, or a journal, or a scroll. I don't really care. And take notes while you read. And these notes include what you learned, how you can apply it to your life, and the steps you'll take. It would be something like, Step 1, do something. Step 2, make money. Step 3, transcend out of the f***ing matrix. Step 4, repeat step 3 with leisure. The goal is not to read as many books as you can or watch Alex Hormozy until you yourself have long hair and only wear tank tops to Wendy's. They're not letting you in like that. You're gonna need a flannel. There we go. My name is Alex. The goal is to actually change your life. You're most likely reading or watching because you're unsatisfied with some aspect of your life. Like maybe you want to be less stressed, or maybe you want to be less awkward when your coworkers say, "Don't talk to me until I've had my morning dose of heroin." Or maybe you just want to be rich. That's cool too. But you need to do rather than just consume. It's way better to master one book than to read 100. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Thank you.
The rat goes like this, like this, like this. You are now a normal rat.